Hi, it's Imogen Lamport from Inside Out Style, coming to answer your colour and style questions. Today, the first question comes from Sheila, who says, I have been feeling quite stodgy and frumpy with my style lately. I retired 3 years ago and I've decided it's time to step up my style game and spend much needed time focusing my attention on updating my wardrobe. There was a time when I was always dressed very professionally at work and I felt very together and confident. Over the last number of years, I've started to let my style fall by the wayside at work. I think casual Fridays at the office had lots to do with this, and since then my style aesthetic slowly began to disappear. I seem to have lost all my confidence in how to properly dress my body. The struggle I seem to be encountering at the moment is how and where do I start my wardrobe overhaul? I'd love to hear your thoughts about finding your style aesthetic again and building a new and revised wardrobe from there. Well, there's a lot of things to think about when you are rebuilding your style for whatever reason, whether it's weight changes, whether it's lifestyle changes, you name it, there's lots of different reasons. But the thing to think about, so there's a number of things you can think about. Firstly, I would think about what in the past did I really love wearing? Now, we're not talking about just repeating that outfit or those particular clothes, because A, they may not be in fashion anymore, B, they may not suit your body anymore, but what was it about them that you loved? The more you can identify what's worked for you in the past and how your wardrobe worked together. So did you like more simple outfits or more complex outfits when you felt your most stylish? Did you, was there something that you tended to, navigate or go towards? So it might be, I really liked wearing dresses and now I'm just wearing jeans and pants. Or it could be that you used to accessorize and you stopped doing that, or now you have foot issues and you can't wear heels anymore. But what were the outfits? So start thinking about what was it that you really loved to wear, and what was it about that made you happy? So how did it express your style? How did it express your personality? What was it that you really enjoyed about those things and those styles and those outfits? Because if you've suddenly ended up in a wardrobe full of really plain basics, but if you actually think back to when you felt your most stylish and what you had was patterns, then maybe it's thinking about, I need to bring some more patterns back into my wardrobe as I rebuild it. Or it could be that when you were more stylish, you were wearing more structured clothes and now you're wearing much more casual clothes. So how can you bring that element of structure, even if it's not the same sort of suited structure as you used to wear, into your new wardrobe? So it's really thinking about how can we bring those things that made us happy in our wardrobe into our current wardrobe. Now, when we're thinking about what is my current aesthetic, this is where things like Pinterest are great, creating a mood board of some sort. So collecting lots of images of things that inspire you. It does not have to be clothes. This is where you could look at plants, art, architecture, spring flowers. I was talking to one of my clients and she had created a mood board because she was rebuilding her summer wardrobe. And, kind of spring, summer. And she had this whole kind of, in the end, it was this palette of certain sorts of spring flowers that she was finding particularly inspiring for her. And so then when she was thinking about what to put in her wardrobe, it was all things that related to that had that feeling of that floral, that soft, that delicate, and those sorts of colours as well. So do think about, could you create some sort of mood board? So just find lots of images of things that inspire you, that you aesthetically enjoy. Remember, not necessarily clothes. In fact, probably not clothes. Once you can see that, I always remember one of my clients, and I asked her to do this. I said, bring some photos. And you know what was really interesting is she brought me photos of her garden. And in her garden, it wasn't florals, but what it was quite architectural plants. So they were plants that had a more kind of structured feeling about them. But then there was also she had it was made of some old bricks, a bit of a structure in her garden. She sort of really liked this thing. And there was an organic feel to it. So even though she had this structure, there was also no organic feel. It wasn't perfect. It wasn't overly polished. It still had a natural element to it. So that was what we were looking for in her style. And that was her aesthetic. So it's really understanding what is your aesthetic? And your aesthetic is often not about clothes, because we can get so focused on body image and what suits me and all those sorts of things, we start missing out on what we actually love. So looking at things outside of clothes and style is going to help you refine your aesthetic and what it is that is inspiring you right now. So art, architecture, gardens, flowers, sunsets, birds, nature, animals, you name it. There is no right or wrong here. This can be really helpful for you to start informing your style, just understanding those things. And then thinking about, well, what do you need in your current lifestyle? There's no point in building yourself a wardrobe full of clothes that doesn't work for your current lifestyle. Where are you today? What do you spend your time doing? Maybe spend a week just noting down everything you do and then looking at those things and going, well, what kind of clothes do I actually need in my wardrobe? You might even spend a couple of weeks doing this to get a better kind of broader view. To go, well, what do I need? What kind of things do I spend my time doing? What are the dress codes? What's my location, the environment, the weather, all those sorts of things. When I'm, do I have, activities that I'm going to that I feel like I have nothing to wear? What's everybody else wearing? Should I be looking at what's appropriate? All those sorts of things are coming into this as well. So it's kind of informing those choices. So you need to look at your lifestyle. We want a wardrobe that works for you today, because as much as your wardrobe when you used to, get more dressed for professionally at work, worked for them, but now you're retired and life is different. And so therefore we need a different wardrobe. So it's working out what you need in your wardrobe now, then actually starting to go through your wardrobe and go, well, what have I got that still works? What do I love? And I think remembering too, don't bring anything into your wardrobe that you don't love. Don't buy it'll do pieces. It's better to wait and find something that you really love. I want you to be excited about wearing your clothes instead of feeling like, oh, ho hum, I can take it or leave it. So what do you really love? What's working for you? And then also too, what in your wardrobe's not working? What don't you like about these pieces? If you can figure out what you don't like about the clothes that you probably own but really not wearing, it really helps you to stop making those same mistakes again. You can write yourself a list of, what are my mistakes to avoid, so that I'm never going down that path again. So what we want is a what I love and versus what I don't love. And that can really help you when you are shopping and making these decisions. So, there's so many different aspects to redefining your style, but it's thinking about what have I got? What worked in the past? How did I build a wardrobe? What do I need in my wardrobe right now? What am I spending my time doing? And even re-looking at things like, is my coloring the same? Because if you have to rebuild a wardrobe, you want to go for the coloring that is working for you now rather than what worked for you 10 years ago or 20 years ago as well. That also is going to inform your choices too. And then using a color palette makes it really easy to build a cohesive wardrobe of clothes that work and mix and match really easily together, and of course make you look amazing, because you're limiting yourself to a smaller range of colors, so you'll find that your options are actually much greater about how many things you can mix and match together. So just a few thoughts there about rebuilding your style and rebuilding your wardrobe. If you've got a bit lost for any reason or something in your life has changed, this happens to so many of us. It doesn't have to be retirement. There's so many different things that go on, to think about when you are rebuilding that, and it can really help you then start to figure out what it is that works for you and what you need in your wardrobe. And, so as we bring new things in, we're doing it really consciously and thoughtfully. So we're not creating waste, and we're really thinking, what's going to work for us, because we're building a wardrobe that's going forward. I always think about it as a future-focused wardrobe. Your wardrobe is actually taking you forward into the future. What are your goals? What are your dreams? Where do you want to go? What do you want to do? Do you have the clothes that are going to support you in all those things? That's where we want our wardrobe to take us, rather than what has been in the past. So the past can help inform us, but the future is where we're going. So we want to bring those two things together to work out what we can start to get now. So I know there's no one little thing, but hopefully some of those tips and tricks have helped you think about your wardrobe in a new way. So thank you so much for watching, and thank you for your questions. And I will chat to you again soon. Bye for now.